So what is up, guys? It is Nisho here, and I know you guys can't see me because my phone doesn't want to work with my lighting right now, but that's not really too important. So what we're doing here is the two new fusions for Legendary Duelist actually did get revealed. So first one being, let me just close that. First one being Dark Magician and Dragonite. So it requires just Dark Magician and any other Dragon monster. Let's just go down to the effect. And so this card name becomes Dark Magician while it's on the field or in the graveyard. So if you summon this while you have Dark Magical Circle up, you actually do get to banish a card, and it also it's counted as Dark Magician in the graveyard. I don't know what that does for you, but it probably does something. It should count as Dark Magician in the graveyard. So your opponent cannot target spell or trap cards you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So it saves you from like your opponent twin twistering or tornado dragging you, stuff like that, and it works real nice with stuff like Eternal Soul because we all know the backlash of a card like Eternal Soul since it destroys all your monsters when it leaves the field. So having a card that protects it, while it's on the field is actually real nice. And since it's a Dark Magician fusion, it's real easy to summon with the Eye to Mice. Now the artwork here is pretty much just what's on the box. Can we zoom in? Yeah, this is gonna be like the artwork on the box. So it looks real nice, real solid, real good card. The next we have the most broken thing one of the most broken fusions I've read like ever. So it's a Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon, right? It looks amazing. I know these pixelated JPEGs are might be a little too much for you, but this effect is like just undeniably good. So it uses a Cyber Dragon plus one or more monsters in the extra monster zone. So at first I was like, wait, I mean, you wouldn't be able to use your opponent's extra monster zone, right? And it kind of clarifies that. So it cannot be used as fusion material and must first be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards from either field to the graveyard. So that means you can use monsters from either player's extra deck, extra monster zone. And now, obviously, there's only two extra monster zones on the field, and the third monster only being your Cyber Dragon. You would only have a maximum of, you would only need a minimum of two materials to summon this card, and you could just swallow up your opponent's monsters. It's kind of like a kaiju. It's kind of like the newer version of the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, which is pretty nice. So its only effect is that the original attack of this card becomes 1,200 times the number of fusion materials used for its special summon. So at the very least you're having 2,400 because it needs at least two materials, and at the very most you're only having 3,600 since the maximum you would be able to have, since it doesn't say one or more Cyber Dragons, it just says one Cyber Dragon, is the two in the action monster zones and the one Cyber Dragon, so it's only three monsters, it's only 3,600. So yeah, and it makes, like you would think at first, from first glance you wouldn't be able to use your opponent's monsters, but it says one or more monsters in the extra monster zone. And if only one extra deck monster zone could be applied, how could there be more than one monster in the same zone? So this card is gonna, I don't know if it's gonna bring Cyber Dragons back, because you can use stuff like a Cyber Dragon Core. Like it says any Cyber Dragon monster. It doesn't have to be Cyber Dragon itself. It doesn't have to be treated as Cyber Dragon. It's just any monster with Cyber Dragon in the name, and there are a lot of them. There's Cyber Dragon Core, Zwei, Proto Cyber Dragon. There's so many Cyber Dragon monsters, and I guess since none of the Cyber Dragons are searchable outside of Cyber Repair Plant, which isn't the best search in the world, it's not, it may not make it too good or too consistent, but just Cyber Dragons just having another way to use it in general. I guess the only way you would be able to use it is with Toon Cyber Dragon, since that's actually searchable with Toon Table of Contents, and it has the same summoning conditions as the original Cyber Dragon. So if your opponent controls a monster and you don't, special summon this guy. I don't think you would want to summon this guy if your opponent doesn't have a monster in the extra monster zone. I think that would be the the real thing that you would want to do with this. The only problem is that one, it has to use monsters in the action monster zone. So if your opponent doesn't have one in the extra monster zone, you wouldn't be able to summon this guy unless you want to use your own monster in the extra monster zone. And if you have a link monster there, it'll be pretty sad just because, you know, unless you also have something like a proxy dragon out on the field that also, so if you have like something like a decode and a proxy dragon. So if you're just using your opponent's monster, you can point it to one of the arrows that proxy dragon is pointing to when you summon it. I think honestly this card would be balanced if it had a condition that said it has to be summoned in the extra monster zone, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I think it's just because it's Cyber Dragons, I think that makes it fair. But just seeing its effect makes it real busted. And this thing only comes out in like 2 weeks, a week and a half. So pretty much like in like 2 Fridays. So it's pretty strong. So I'm kind of liking it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tell me what you guys think of this Cyber Dragon support, this Dark Magician support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.